All right, it's Saturday night. All right for fighting, according to some. We'll see what we do with Saturday night. And goodness, weren't there some surprises on Friday night? Things that I didn't expect to happen in the stream, but they did. So anything could happen tonight, but I think I'm going to do my usual thing. And where are we with the friggin' Trello? That's what I want. Make a short cocktail video. The Guston Gang. It's a fun sounding. What do we got? Looking at the things we got, I'm gonna set up. This. All right, so we're dry gin and slow gin. What are we gonna do? Slow gin that I made. You know, I should work on emptying another bottle, clear some space. Why not? Slow gin, dry gin, Punt Mez, and Amaro. Punt Mez is over here. Amaro over there. Let's do this. Peychaud's Bitters. That's not Peychaud's Bitters. This is Peychaud's Bitters. Let's get Peychaud's Bitters. Okay, let's get everything. And 30 mils of Continental, eh? Okay. Let's get this stuff ready. Missing for dry gin, 3/4 of an ounce. That'll do. We're going to have the Amaro and the slow gin. Okay, those things are getting ready. I thought that was you, Loogie. Evening. Nice. I'm just starting drinking. Mr. Anderson. Yeah, go for it. All right, so getting stuff ready. We're going. Okay, bring the light over here. There's a light that always goes out. And the camera tripod, we get that here. Okay. Okay, this is a mixed drink. Put that there. And I think we're ready to go. And for the elderly, hello, we go, yes, let's just go with it. Mr. Anderson. When I sit down, I'll talk about how I hated the voice Hugo Weaving did when I first saw The Matrix. All right. Well, oh, what the fuck? That did not go, did it? Temperamental fucking GoPro. Okay, let's go. What are we doing first? Gin. Dry gin. Little bit pink. Slow gin. Technically, lily bit gin, which I made myself. And Puntanez. And Amaro. All right. Let's first turn the GoPro off and find the goddamn lid that I dropped down here. Oh, I'm old and hate bending over. I will tell you that for free. Okay. Right, yeah, no, I just want to put ice in that, don't I? I'm getting it together. Okay. Oops. Okay. Get my Nicanora glass. I use all the gosh darn time. Oh, yes. Let's turn the camera back on before we do that. Fudge sickles. I swore I had my stirring finger. And it appears I don't. I need to disappear momentarily. Dang it. Oh, good Lord. Sneezing as I come up the hall. I was sure I had everything I wanted, and yet I left my stirring finger in the dishwasher. I have an irritation. Oh God, that's been just diluting there. That's okay. The magic of the internet. No one knows how long that's been sitting there. Jesus. Okay, come on. What the fuck? What is this ice doing to me? What the fuck? Yeah, oh my God. That was so difficult. Oh, that's a rich flavour. Let's go with that. Just make sure that's in the right place. I do want stirring this in. All right. That's that. All right, put that there. So I want to take a picky of this one too, just in case I decide to promote it on the socials. Okay. Yeah, I really need to sit down. Turn the light around. Do that. Turn the audio recorder on. Turn the radio recorder on. Because that's the way, I like it, That's ready. Just fucking nudge the camera there. There we go. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is called Augustin Gang, or maybe Augustin Gang. It's a gang. Gus is in it. It plays with the Manhattan Martini template of spirit and aromatized or fortified wines. It splits both the base spirit and the modifier, which I think is bringing in some very interesting flavors. I think it is. Let me test if it is. Oh, yeah, that's got some really rich flavors going on. It's got some real follow through. I'll show you how to make it. In a mixing glass, put 3/4 of an ounce or around 22.5 mils of dry gin, then 3/4 of an ounce, 22.5 mils of slow gin, and then put 1 ounce or 30 mils of Punta Mez, and then 15 mils of Amaro Averna. Rounding things out, 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and I'm straining that into a chilled Nicanora glass. The Punta Mez, which is essentially a stronger flavored vermouth, gives it a nice, lightly bitter edge, and the slow gin or the fruity gin of your choice, that brings up the sweetness a little as well. So they're balancing each other. If you don't like bitterness, you might want to tone down the Punta Mez and maybe bring up the Amaro element of it. But that's the joy of these sorts of recipes. Lots of room to play, and I think you should always be willing to experiment. Like this one with the Gustin Gang, or any other cocktail for that matter. Get adventurous, have fun, and hope to see you again soon. Until I do, cheers. All right, a little bit more. This is that. It's actually a little bit more bitter than I like. But anyway, I'm going to sit down and talk with you folks for a little while. Get this out of the way. Turn something like this. Move it out of the way. Good Lord. Now I'm going to sit down. Oh, Lordy. Praising the Nikola Tesla genius again. Okay. You came out off an 8-hour Civ 6 binge playing as Japan. You expansionist Japan, wanting to set up the Pacific, what they call it? Collaboration zone. They had a really weird euphemistic name for the Japanese empire taking over all of the South Pacific. I think they were calling it the Economic Cooperation Zone or something ridiculous. Hey, Pat, how are you doing? Weird how colonizers and tyrants want to euphemize when describing the fuckery they're up to. It's like they got something to hide. Oh, good. Glad you're good, Pat. Let me see if I have any cherries left in this jar. I mean, I say that. I literally knew how many were in here. There's 2 in here. So, you know what? I'm going to finish this cherry jar tonight. Get the 2 cherries. Donk, that's 1. Donk, that's 2. Got 2 cherries. All right. Put that over there. And think about what we're going to do tonight. What adventures will happen? Because by jings, we've been having adventures and surprises on the streams. Quite honestly. And gotta say, I think that's a good thing. Never know what's going to happen, who you'll see, what emotional roller coaster we'll go on. You know, it's a wild and crazy thing. Never knew retirement would involve so many video games. Yeah, I reckon it would for me too, actually. Oh, gosh. But yeah, it's even just taking 3 weeks off in January confirmed for me I'm hella ready for retirement. Watched a good movie called September 5. That sounds vaguely familiar. Is that a new film or an older film? What is the nature of this film? You're 33 and retired. Well, dude, have a good goddamn time is all I'm going to say. Pat, not doing that tonight. Well, at least not yet. Who the fuck? I'm not going to try and predict what mood I'll be in an hour, but we'll see. We shall see what happens. It's a wild and crazy world. I'm a wild and crazy guy. Anything, well, not anything. Lots of things could happen. Let me give myself a bit of orange peel too. Sing what went the strings of my heart. Oof. Another basic bartender skill that I'm quite bad at. Getting peel. Can I do it this way? Actually, that was a good idea. Fucking full of good ideas. I don't know why people say I never have good ideas. I have good ideas. Ugh. Home for the elderly. With everything going on in Israel Palestine, it was confronting. Oh, yes, the September, yeah, which was fucking horrific. That's why, politics, colonizing, oppression is bad. Yep. I was too young to actually know that was happening, but that was a story you'd hear a lot about as the 70s went on. Just fucked. Yeah. And yeah, because it was the Olympics and there were cameras there, everyone was seeing it. If I remember from the trailer, it's all about how the sports broadcast team want to maintain control of the broadcast, even though, the news wants to take over because it's news, it's not sports. Not bad. Not really my thing, though, that one. There you go. I do. See, I watch so many trailers on YouTube. I do remember seeing that one. It was a little bit about that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you never know what they choose to put in the trailers and how much it represents the movie. It's more about how they presented it. Yeah. And it's by no means the first movie about that, because it was a huge event. The movies weren't necessarily good, but they have made movies about it before. What did I watch today? The first episode of new season of Reacher, which I'm enjoying so far, is very interesting. Like a 20-minute cold, more than 20-minute cold open that finishes with a really good twist, like a really good twist, 20 minutes into the show, which was good. And then watched a couple of episodes of Invincible because Mrs. Angry's Lad watches that too. Yeah, Prime have just released the first 3 episodes of it, and then they're releasing 1 episode a week. I've watched the first one. I will probably watch the next 2 tomorrow. Got to get it on the Plex. Yeah. I like that show. It's entertaining and not at all engaged with reality, but it's fun. I tell you what, I'm going to have a little rant about the animated series Invincible now. I like it, right? It's freakishly violent. Like, you don't get a lot of Western animation that's just people getting their heads punched into, graphically getting their heads punched into pulp, getting their heads ripped off, being torn to pieces, just blood and guts everywhere. And they do it all the time. So it's just really constant, extreme graphic violence, but they won't show tits. There's a scene where Invincible and his girlfriend are getting into bed, and she has a power where she can manipulate matter. She can make things appear and disappear. And so when they're getting down to it, she uses her power and makes their clothes disappear, but she's still got a bra on. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, what a twisted and fucked up world that it's okay to show just non-stop brutal graphic. That's a word, actually. Brutal is a portmanteau of graphic, brutal violence. It's a real word. I didn't just accidentally say it. Don't look it up. Just take my word for it. Graphic, brutal is brutal. Yeah, but no tits. It's fucking ridiculous. Look, you doing eats. Cajun style dirty rice. Nice. Eating good up in here. I made a pizza, and that was good. And hello, Celtic. How you doing? I love it. Leftovers. I brought snacks a show? I've not heard of that. Yeah, Celtic is like not showing tits, but super violent. It's ridiculous and fucked. Yeah, yeah. It's across the thing. Graphic, gratuitous violence, fine. Sex, no, bad. Don't do that. It's like sex is a lot less fucking damaging than graphic violence. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like you get Americans will criticize censorship in Australia, not completely without cause, but I feel like at least the censorship that happens here is fucking consistent. Like if something's just got really sadistic, gratuitous, extended violence, there's a strong chance it's going to get banned. It's not just sex that there's limits on. And in fact, Australia's notorious for the amount of sex we've shown on TV and in movies since the 70s. Every now and then someone will do a show that's just all about sex. And I mean, yeah, they don't show anything graphic, but they do have nudity and lots of simulated sex. Although in the 70s, there was a couple of soapies, The Box and Number 96, the comedy Alvin Purple. It's in the 80s or early 90s. Someone started up again. I think it was called Chances. Again, just like sex all the time. So, yeah, I do kind of feel like while I'm not a fan of censorship and I would absolutely agree that some things have been banned in Australia and I disagree with the banning, I at least feel it's more consistent, less hypocritical, and less puritanical than the US. The US censorship is fucking ridiculous. Was there so many F's? I don't know what that is. Underword? Oh yeah. There was even the thing that people came up with the term sex position as a character was speaking exposition, and to not, so you keep watching the screen, they'll show tits while the person, so Underbelly, which I've never watched. Yeah, okay. Crime ones in particular, like The Sopranos, they'd be in a strip club all the time. You know, Game of Thrones, lots of tits. That's nice. Eating breakfast, hanging out on the stream. That's what we like to hear. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know who it was, but someone coined the term sex position, using sex to distract you from the fact someone on screen is just spouting exposition dialogue at you. Expository. See, I know big words. The correct word would be expository dialogue. Dialogue that provides exposition. I'm just going to change my light a little bit. No, that was not what I meant to do. Yeah, that's maybe better. I'm just going to stick with that. Yeah, dear. Censorship, puritanism, it's fucking weird, is all I'm going to say. I've got to decide, are we going to do Mexus tea tonight? It's a thing we could do. Because I was thinking of making at least one longer video tonight. I have another idea for one. If we do Mexus tea, I think I'll have to go and get more ice because I want it in a tall glass with ice. The The other one I was thinking of doing was a variation on a Mai Tai where you use 4 different rums, because it's always a bit of fun mixing up the rums, seeing if you can bring in a bit of the character of quite different rums, or if one just overpowers the rest. I genuinely think where you get like tiki drink people who are sure it's super important to use very specific rums and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fucking bullshit. You've just got a whole mix of rums in there, a whole mix of fruit juices, and usually some sweetener. You can't fucking tell what rum's in there, you liar. And also, you can't tell if it's fresh juice or fucking bottled juice. You're also lying about that. That is probably my most controversial cocktail take, and it can get people super worked up if I tell them they're bullshitting about their ability to tell fresh juice from bottled juice or one of the versions of super juice that are going around now. They get very defensive. Yes, I can. No, you fucking can't. In a truly blind test, you can't. So I think a bit of food just came out from between my teeth. It's very distracting. And in fact, my gauntlet of a taste comparison that have put the fear of God into these people who claim they can tell fresh juice from bottled juice would be to make, and I'd make like daiquiri, something really simple, just rum, lime juice, and sugar. And I'd make 4 of them, and I'd say between 0 and 4 of these have fresh juice in them. Between 0 and 4 have bottled juice. Because that's the real pressure when it's like, well, did I fake you out? Have none of them got fresh juice in them, or all of them got fresh juice, and you're going to talk that you can tell the difference and there's no difference, because that really puts the pressure on them. Because if you do 2, one is, one isn't, you got just a 50-50 blind chance. That's ridiculous. Even 4, if you said 4 of them and they were 50-50, it's blind chance. Even if you said it's between 1 and 4, like at least one's definitely fresh, at least one is definitely bottled, they're still looking for the thing. But fuck with their head and say, I might be fucking with you. Maybe none of them are fresh. Maybe they're all fresh. You don't know. You got to tell me. I have a friend who is Austin Blur, the young troublemaker in Blue Heelers, did a TV show called Fire. He's a kid who is, oh my God. Who the fuck puts that on TV? Honest, Phelpsy. Okay, well, suddenly it's got the seal of approval because Phelpsy's in it. I love that. Loogie smashed 3 pounds of dirty rice. More in the pot, more snacks. You're rocking it. You're living the life of Riley. Georgie Parker, she was in everything for a while, wasn't she? Oh no, they showed the thing with that's. Oh no, that's not good. It's not. Oh no, that I have concerns that there's something creepy with people actually getting off on it. Oof. No, I'm. That's just like. And of course, the weirdest thing is like when you get like unhinged whack job Trumpies, QAnon believers, and they go, "Whoa, they're evil and pedophiles," half of them fucking are, but it doesn't help that you just go on with insane shit that no one rational would believe. And also, of course, the thing that super undermines those fuckwits when they're going like, "Oh, yeah, the establishment, oh, pedophile, oh, sacrificing children." is when they go, Donald Trump will save us. For fuck's sake. He is the worst one. Ugh. The woman kidnapper was a hot chick. I mean, the overwhelming majority of people in entertainment are too hot. Oh my god. Oh god. S&M, B&D with a 16. Yeah, no, it's there's stuff where I have to admit I've looked at it and watched a show and just gone, man, I feel like if you got a hold of the hard drive or the browser history of the person who wrote this, you'd probably find something you could prosecute them on. No, sorry. You'd have to say sorry. I knew what you meant. It's like you got half S&M. Although, no, the D is right next to the S. So, yeah, half B and D, half S&M. If you keep adding new veg to your bowl, meal for days. I mean, that sounds like a winning plan, Lukey, quite honestly. You know what? I think I am going to make this Mai Tai variation because I get to have a bit of fun because I actually haven't fully decided which rums I'm going to use. I've kind of decided, but I need to check. I've got to decide I think I know what my favorite rum is, which is a choice that I think a lot of rum snobs would be underwhelmed by. No, wait, what was the one I got recently that I really friggin' liked? I need to consult the rum shelf and decide what I'm going to declare to be my favorite rum. I can do that. All right. Let's get this shit happening. Actually, I am going to use this glass for it. I don't want the orange peel, though. No orange peel. I do want the cherries. I'm just going to when I saw this on a website, the garnish was so unbelievably over the top. There's no way I'm doing that. I'm just going to do some cherries to keep it simple. Okay. Right. I need to tidy up, put some stuff away. Okay. Puntames we'll put over here. And I've got my orgeat sweetener. Now putting the gins away. One there. And one there. And putting this away. Okay, so the Premier Mai Tai. Oh yeah, I'm going to use my blood orange liqueur. Orgeat and lime juice. That there. Now, there's a rum I got recently, and I really liked. This Mexican rum, actually. Just for fun. Aged rum. We will do this one. El Dorado. White overproof rum. We will do the Killick. Where is the Killick White overproof? Oh, that's running a little bit low. I have to visit Killick again. Dark rum. Actually, I might use my Infinity rum. That's very dark. Where's my Infinity rum? Orgeat and lime juice. I don't think I'm going to put 30 mils of lime juice in. That's too much lime juice for me. All right, put that there, that there. Okay. So, well brought up. Pity you weren't. Okay, that rum. What do we want to do in 7? All right, just 2.5 mils of my infinity rum. So we want the white overproof, the aged and toothless and bent old crone. Okay. All right, that's all ready to go. Hello, Madam Butterfly. Free pair of sandals. I mean, that's good. All right, let me get these. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. I got confused about what I was doing. All right, let's make this. Oh, wait. I always meant I didn't even turn the camera on. I thought I had the camera running. No, I don't. All right. You silly Billy. Okay, round 1. Round 2. Round 3. Round 4. Orange liqueur. Or Jean. Let's giggity go. And lime juice. All right. That's all the ingredients. Okay. Let's put the rest of the ice in this. Ooh, yeah, okay. That's going to be good. Let's put some lids on things. Okay. All right, let's get this here. Let's do this. Put that there for now. Let's shake your little booty right down to the ground. Come on, goddammit, come out. Let's do this. Let's try this in. All right. Do that. Oh. Move all this stuff out of the way so I can get a good thumbnail photo for this. Right. Und now that you're talking, we have ways of making you talk. Alright, just like a big surprise. Dragging this around and it does that. I really need to get a new cord for that. How many times have I said that? Has anyone been keeping count? Alright, let's do this. Okay. That's all good. We'll do that. Stop dragging my heart. G'day cocktail lovers. This is a Mai Tai variation called a Premier Mai Tai. And the main difference from a regular Mai Tai is there's a split of 4 different rums. So it's intended to be a Mai Tai where you get to showcase particular rums that you like rather than going with a single rum. And also, some people might be thinking that's a bit milky for a Mai Tai, but that's also going to depend on what sort of orgeat you're used to. I'm getting down to the last of my homemade orgeat. That's actually a macadamia orgeat. It's really good, and it's actually also really easy to make. There are lots of channels that have tutorials on homemade orgeat. I don't think I've done it. You should check out, do a little search and find a guide because it's really worth it. The recipe I found for this did say very specific rums, but you know what? I'm going with the ones I have. And what I liked about this is it's like, oh, I get the vibe of the different rums, and I'm going to go through my collection. And there's basically one that has the highest feature in it. It's like one you really like. And I was a little bit torn. It was a bit hard to choose. But I picked this up recently, a Mexican rum, Ron Los Valientes, aged rum, aged 15 years. This is really smooth, if that's what you like in rum, and I do. This is a great sipping rum, but it's got great flavor and character, so it's going in. It also calls for a dark rum, which is a kind of meaningless category, but I'm going with, this is actually my infinity rum. There's at least half a dozen different rums in here, and it's gone quite dark, so that counts as a dark rum for me. And that's said an aged rum, so I'm going with this El Dorado 15. Like I said, mind you, the other one is also an aged rum, but I'm going and just improvising. The last rum it calls for is an overproof white rum. Now, a lot of people around the world would probably use Ray and Nephew there. That's actually a little difficult to get in Australia. This is a locally distilled rum from a distillery called Killick. They win all sorts of awards for this one, actually, just their silver, 59% ABV. It is very tasty. It's got some real funk. If you like the funk in rums, the hogo, as people call it, you'd like this. It's got some real kick, and it's going to come through. And for the orange liqueur component of this, I'm using my homemade blood orange liqueur. So there's a couple homemade elements, a home blend, and a few different pretty good rums. I think this is all going to come together. I say I think it's going to come together because I actually have not tasted this yet. So my first official taste of the Premier Mai Tai. Oh, this is a rum lover's Mai Tai, and I mean it. You put the rums that you like in this one to give it a character that is what you're looking for. But I'll show you how I made it. In a shaker, put 30 mils, basically. In a shaker, start with 30 mils, 1 ounce of what's basically your favorite rum. And I'm doing 15 mils, half an ounce of an aged rum, and a quarter of an ounce, around 7.5 mils of a dark rum, and again, quarter of an ounce, 7.5 mils of a white overproof rum. Then I'm adding half an ounce or 15 mils of an orange liqueur, and 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of orgeat, and 30 mils, 1 ounce of lime juice. Add ice to the shaker, shake that good and hard for 10 or 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. And there's a lot of ways you can serve this, but I'm straining it into a rocks glass over a big chunk of sexy clear ice and garnishing it with some maraschino cherries on a skewer. Variations of this cocktail I saw online were served in so many different ways. Tall glasses on crushed ice, straight up, and some incredibly flamboyant garnishing was on show as well. I decided not to go there. I'm keeping mine relatively simple. Fuck! Why did I stop? Okay. Various presentations I saw of this online was in a lot of different ways, like a tall glass over crushed ice, served up on a rocks glass like this, and there were a lot of extremely over-the-top garnishes on show. I decided to keep it simple, just the maraschino cherries. And although I put it over my clear ice, it's not really one for showing off the clear ice. So maybe, yeah, I'm not getting the benefit. Although it's a nice block of ice. That's the other thing about clear ice. It melts more slowly than your bog standard ice. Just another reason to use it, and just another reason that I like making it. So if you've ever tried a Mai Tai and you want something a little different, try this one with a mix of your favorite rums. You choose. Don't let anyone bully you into particular rums. Just go with a vibe that works for you. And if you can't do vibes that work for you in cocktails, what's it all about? You got to enjoy your drink. I'm enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are. And I do hope you come back and see me again sometime soon. Until I do see you, I will say cheers. Ah, weird. I didn't know what to do with my hands there. Okay. Good job, that man. No clumsiness around here. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. Ah. I think the world's about to come tumbling down on me. I need to sit down before I get into trouble. Let's see what all you fine people in the chat are doing. Chat, how we going, chat? It's become a cliche to say that. Okay. Get over there. Come over here, chair. There's a chair in there. And a bear as well. Good questions, Loogie. Favorite cocktail to make, favorite cocktail to drink. I mean, old-fashioned variations are my favorite. Like, I don't necessarily enjoy making some more than others. I don't like making really complicated ones. I'll do it, but I don't like it. But yes, my favorite style is like old-fashioned variations, really, really boozy drinks. Hey, Justin, how you doing? Good to see you. You're gonna have my Mai Tai. That's pretty fucking good. I don't mind that at all. That's an 8 out of 10. That's pretty good. Oh, not going to complain if someone serves me something like that, quite honestly. See if I can. Yeah, I can't really taste the different rums in this, but it's real tasty. Oh, damn. That's okay. Now, that is, I got to mark down when I upload this. This could be on my short list for favorite cocktails of the year. Oh no, Loogie, running out of booze. That is a cause for sadness. So am I, almost running out of booze. Ew. Makes me a little bit self-conscious, the booze collection, quite honestly. What are we doing? What's your post, Justin? The ATO launching a court action against a Canberra private school that owes $8 million in tax. Private schools, what a fucking scam, honestly. Yes, Schweppes have sold mineral water for yonks. Mm. Yep, okay. Legit good Mai Tai, that one. Heine. Well, what spirits do you like is the question, Heine. The most common one you'll hear is top gin, of course, gin and tonic. Yeah, or vodka and tonic. Grandpa, yeah, gin and tonic's a classic. People have been doing gin and tonics for, I don't know, 150 years, more. It is very old school, the gin and tonic. So besides owing the tax office, they've got health and safety breaches as well. What a fun place. How far away is my post office box in minutes? Depends if I walk or get a tram, because I can get a tram that goes right by it. But, just got to cross the CBD. It's not on the same side as the CBD as me. So, I don't know, 15 minutes. Look up Dungeon Soup. Thank you for something as really treaty as that. But yeah, Heine, tonic. I think it's like traditionally it's the white spirits, possibly also tequila and tonic. Definitely vodka and tonic. Definitely gin and tonic. People will tend to say the brown spirits, whiskey and rum, brandy, go better with cola or ginger ale. No suffer. How many post office? Also, there's never any guarantee of where I'm going to be working. Like I got that post office box an extremely long time ago, like 15 years, I think. And you worked in 15 different places in that time. Guilty posted another. I have to post you thing. Oh no, some new things. That'll be fun. Yeah, I have to post some stuff to you. Tequila's interesting. Yeah, it's the spirit I know least about, definitely. But I've got some nice tequilas, and I do like the sort of earthy flavor you get from tequila, from roast agave plants. Fucking yum. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like a recipe. Yeah, that's on Netflix, isn't it? The D&D thing with cooking. Oh, there you go. Great recommendation from Home for the Elderly. Make a Tom Collins. Mineral water and whiskey? I mean, yeah, go for it. Like the poster. It is actually pretty easy to remember. GBO box 3290. Wait. 4290? God, now I'm blanking. Put on the spot. But yeah, Melbourne 3001. Short answer, Celtic, is no. In practical terms, I am very unlikely to buy either of those because I don't buy much American whiskey anyway, and they're sort of base level ones. Thank you. It's 3290. My fucking brain stopped working. So, Lukey, that thing's on YouTube. Okay. Used to like Jack and Jim. Yeah, I know. Look, there's nothing wrong with them, and they are good mixers and they're good cocktail whiskeys, definitely. It's just I've just got a massive predilection for Australian whiskies. So when I have an American whiskey, I mean, as snobby as I sound, it's usually going to be something more upmarket than Jack and Jim. And it's also probably something that was on special, just something interesting that caught my eye. So, I've got Michter's, and I've got a reasonably obscure California whiskey, and I've got those Texas whiskeys. Love Jack Daniels. Try it more. Yeah, I mean, I actually, Jesus, Dan's has a huge range of American whiskeys, and they're not all expensive. I mean, a lot of them are because they're from smaller distilleries. Yes, and yes, Safa, you know me so well. I did leave the aircon on, and it might be staying on tonight, and having the bacon on sourdough. Oh, nice. Good for you, Justin. You're in Jack and Jim territory, Loogie. Lots of independent distilleries down your way too. I was going to look something up, and I kind of forgot what I was going to do, but that's okay. No, I did not have a hangover. I maybe had a really mild headache. I did actually take some ibuprofen when I got up, and I was maybe a little bit tired. Like, I get in this mood where I want to eat junk. Watching carbs is the key. Not being a lazy fat fuck like me is key as well. Very self-indulgent. Kelsey, you might go and check it out. Yeah, well, there's a lot to check out. They sometimes have very good specials. It was fine. I certainly slept. Like, I wasn't completely smashed last night, but had a couple of drinks, and I woke up at 6:30, and then I went into my regular bed with Mrs. Angry because I knew she'd be awake at that time. Yeah, how are you doing? What's up? Oh, kind of chilling like a villain. Made a couple of cocktail videos already, so I'm done with that for the night. Variation on Mai Tai, which is really yummy. Absolutely, yes, Justin. Exercise is good for you. Exercise is a great thing. It's got a whole bunch of benefits. Weight loss is not really one of them. It doesn't burn that many calories. It's reducing the calories you take in is a big thing. We had Guzman Gomez burrito. I've not had. I'm a fan of Guzman Gomez, and I haven't had it for ages. Loogie, the other stream, you still haven't been to sleep. So what are you going on, like 36, 48 hours awake, Loogie? What's going on? The numbers go up and down, Safa, and I don't know which number is accurate. He was flying the flag on Twitch. Yeah, that's what I always think. When I get folks from North America, I'm going, do we have another insomniac here? Just you've been up 14 hours. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been up that long. I mean, I woke up at 6:30 and it's 9 o'clock now. And then I went back to bed, but got out of bed for reals at 8:30. So, I've technically been awake for only about 12 hours. It's not a blood alcohol content. It's ABV, alcohol by volume. Blood alcohol content is what you have. So it was the liqueur I sent you, wasn't it, Safa? So that's got whiskey, rum, brandy, and the sugar syrup. So it's probably about 30% ABV. Just if you exercise body or just, yeah. But again, exercise, good for you, is a great thing to do, has a whole bunch of benefits. It's just that weight loss isn't one of them. So 8 hours of Civ 6 actually makes you more awake. Mrs. Angry's super into Diablo 2 now. She's got it on the Switch. Had trouble sleeping, woke at 10, couldn't get back to sleep, got home around 6. Yeah. I seriously considered having a nap today, but I was told, no, I'm going to power through and I'll probably sleep soundly tonight. What, the most watched Angry Aussie video? I mean, I can tell you that quite easily. It's got to be one where I faked people into watching it, basically. Let me see. Am I on the Angry Aussie here? Yes, I am. Go to my channel. Videos. Popular. Yeah. Crocodile eats shark and attack of the ninja kangaroo, where I was talking about wacky Australian wildlife. 6.7 million views. Although I am much more proud of, and this is my actual content, graphic sex education with toys. 4.2 million views. And that was in reaction to some Americans having a problem with sex education. So I pretended I was a teacher giving sex education with some dolls. It's like Home and Away censored a lesbian kiss or something. So there was a protest called the Lesbian Kiss Off. That's got 3.5 million views. So these are from 14, 15 years ago. 16 years ago, campaign advice for John McCain, which was stop smiling, you fucking weirdo. Because he has such a creepy smile. 2.5 million views. Sexy ass. I was doing the joke thing of you do that with your finger and get a real extreme close up and it looks like a butt. That's 1.6 million views. And then one making jokes about some STD commercials from Europe called I'm Not Having Sex With You. The thumbnail, I should be showing you the thumbnails. Anyway, the thumbnail is a giant spider sort of appearing to go down on a woman. It's talking about, you might pick up bugs. 1.6 million views. Two Girls, One Cup, Dalek reaction, 1.3 million views. I'm kind of proud of that. Larry King crying. Oh, now we're under 1 million. Larry King crying on air, where I just did a silly voiceover. It's only 40 seconds. 928. And Mistress M gets a look in. Hot girl on girl action done safely. Lesbian safe sex tips. 850,000 views for Mistress M. And BDSM guide from Mistress M. 825,000. Mistress M's Guide to Anal Sex, 466,000. Damn. And even just a video of a chameleon from, I think it's the State Library, over 500,000 views. So, yeah, there you go. Short answer, no, Safa. I think I can confidently say I've never watched an episode of Neighbours. No, Aidsy was not in that video. Mistress M, she knew what she was talking about. Yeah, bacon might be a good thing for weight loss. It's not good for heart disease and cancer, though. The high sodium content. Yes, John McCain, but also the video was 16 years ago. Have I seen the cartoon where a condom saves a duck from a bear? I have not. That is truly disturbing. Mistress M moved to Adelaide. She went agent. Oh, Vic State Library is freaking awesome. It's so good. Thanks, Celtic. It's one of the many ones that weirdly have a black cat on them. Oh, yeah. No, I like that show. I watched that. That's on Prime. I think that's quite a good show. Shogun that came out last year. And same answer for Home and Away. I can confidently say I've never watched an episode. I've seen bits of both of them, but I've never watched an episode. I think probably did have both Home and Away and Neighbours in Dubbo. Like I said, I didn't watch them. Yeah. Ooh, Adelaide's a fun city to visit. Is there a specific purpose for your Adelaide visit? City of churches and axe murderers. And it's been known for the wine for ages. There are a bunch of good distilleries around Adelaide as well. The Adelaide Harbour is quite nice too, actually. I say this later, I'm an expert. I've been to Adelaide once. I've managed to get to every Australian capital city once. I've been to Perth once, Hobart once, Brisbane quite a few times because I have family there, lived in Sydney and Melbourne, and I've been to Canberra a few times. And I had a month in Darwin for a holiday like 25 years ago. So, yes, I have visited and stayed in every Australian capital city. Oh, nice. So you're just visiting. All right. And you got a friend? Good. Oh, I hope you have a good time. Banned recreational tourism on Lake Erie. Okay. I don't know the context for that. He's in the Navy. You can sail the 7 seas in the Navy. Been to Brisbane and Sydney. Been to every capital except Darwin. My month's holiday there was really good. The place we stayed wasn't quite a backpacker hostel, but it was kind of a backpacker hostel. I think it used to be a block of units that someone had bought the whole block and then turned it into short-term accommodation. Had a swimming pool, and it was fucking cool. Oh, the Chinese warships off the east coast of Australia? Yeah, what the fuck were they? What was that about? No, I did not eat mangoes every day in Darwin. I probably eat mangoes more in Melbourne than I did in Darwin when it's mango season. Although I don't think I really got into mangoes this season. Summer's mango season, isn't it? I don't know. Do you know the first mangoes of the season are so valuable because they're actually quite expensive? There is a mango squad in the Darwin police whose job is to stop people stealing the mango crop. I think that would be a great TV show. Mango Squad. So he works for a defense contractor, not actually the Navy. The subs. Yeah. Oh, God. Again, Trump in his weirdness. I wish he'd just randomly go, AUKUS was a stupid Biden idea. Not doing that. It's cancelled because it's fucked. It is a fucking waste of an absurd amount of money. It's absolute bullshit. Oh, Australia needs a defense capability. What? Against fucking China? If China wanted to fuck us, we're fucked. Mango crop sounds like mangrove. Well, they're very similar words, and I'm possibly slurring a little, as you do when you've had a couple of beverages. Okay, is that real, Safa? That's funny. Trump's going to make LIV Golf and PGA get back together. You don't have to be sorry if I'm going around slurring words or losing, see, there you go, losing my usual articulation. No, that's all good, man. Loogie, considering summer manual labor gig doing conservation play, that's an excellent thing to do, Loogie. Is it literally you say live? It's not LIV. See, I do not give a flying fuck about golf, which is why I don't know that. Celtic, get some good sleep, man. Catch you another time. Here you are. So visited Canada when you're 6 and 8, trying to visit best friend in Montreal. You're in Washington State. Live farther north. You're actually farther north than your friend in Montreal. Oh, isn't that a trick of geography? That's always fun. All right. You know what? What's the time? 9:16. I am going to have a mineral water. I don't know how late I'll be up tonight. Might be up a bit late. Mrs. Angry's kind of obsessed with Diablo 2. She might lose track of time and keep playing. Getting a can of mineral water. Oh, come on, goddammit. Ugh, I'm so awkward. You got to get strong. Yeah, it was like Saudi money. And they were paying big name players a huge amount to sort of fuck off the PGA. I don't know, Safa. She played till 11 o'clock last night. Go. Oh, come on, Madam Butterfly. You love it. The bodily function noises. You haven't golfed since 14. Yeah. I don't play or watch. You got interrogated by Canadian border security. Watching episodes of border security and saying, hey, buddy, what you doing, eh? EOR, I don't know if it's the Saudis or the UAE, but wealthy people in the Middle East were paying big name golfers a huge amount of money to tell the PGA to fuck off. Money talks, bullshit works. It's like what happened with cricket multiple times. Someone with a lot of money just said, I want it to be my way. Okay, I'm going to take your word for it. It's the Saudi monarchy. Bunch of assholes. Not because of the golf. That's like the least asshole thing they do. But, they're corrupt, murderous fuckheads. So, places I'm not going to. All right, they wanted proof that sounds like they wanted proof you were a tourist and you weren't going to try and stay, like you weren't going to try and marry someone or whatnot. Because I've seen stories of Australian tourists getting blocked entry in the US because they were going to see someone they were romantically interested in, and border security just went arbitrarily, well, you're trying to come in on a tourist visa. We think you intend to stay here and breach the visa and try and marry someone. So we're just not letting you in the country. That happens quite often, I think. What's making you sneezy, Louie? I had a bit of irritation. sneezing earlier in the stream. Of course you do, Madam Butterfly. Something. Ooh, your status. Your status in Australia. Yeah, a big thing they want to know. They're very wary of people who don't have a permanent job in Australia. Because, like, if you got a permanent job, you're going to go back. If you don't have a permanent job, maybe you intend to stay here and work illegally, you dirty foreigner. All right. You're getting early spring allergies? Yeah. So we're getting late summer, and it is proving to be the hottest time of the year, as it often is. It's usually either January or February is the hottest. They've both been pretty hot this year. But yeah, once we get into March, we will start to get more cooler days, but they'll still be quite hot ones. And then in April, it'll be more cool than hot, but there will occasionally be quite warm days. And by the time we get to May, it's going to be cool to cold most of the time, maybe with a couple of warm days. Oh, 3 Foxes dry gin in the freezer. Hell yeah. Get that gin cold. Oh, so they never actually asked you what it did for a job. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's sometimes, in fact, the majority of times, they just let you go through. And this is countries in general. But sometimes, for whatever reason, they can go, let's give this person some extra scrutiny. And you never know what the fuck is going to happen. Oh, I don't think I told Mrs. Angry that I made a martini with one of her homemade wines last night, and it was really fucking good. Yeah, all right, not going to tell you the rules of cricket. Want to get that sober high when you're trying to pick someone up the airport? Turn on BBC, cricket scores come on. Instead of being sleepy, your mind's visually scratchpad going into overdrive. Yeah, it is reasonably complex, the rules in cricket. But of course, we're doing the thing of exporting our football codes to the US. Apparently, it's big in Vegas for both rugby league and AFL to play in Vegas, much as we're getting some American NFL teams to play here. Justin, if you're Australian border security being asked by Canadian, I thought, yeah, swap tips maybe? Who knows? Saying you should say something to her. So I don't know, man. I don't know what I say from minute to minute. Just oh, yeah. Is it gambling and sports? It is a bad combination. We get just a fucking horrific amount of gambling advertising here. Gambling on sports. It's fucked. Do I tell her to be inspired to make more for her husband? Get to enjoy that. See, no. Oh, we're talking about the wines. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, Mrs. Angry. If that's what you're talking about, she hasn't made wine since the 90s. Like, we actually found her winemaking equipment when we were doing cleanup in January, and it was all moldy. So if she ever gets the urge to do it again, it's straightforward. We just get a new kit. There's lots of places sell the kits for home brewing, and that's both wine and beer. Distilling's another thing because that's in a really nebulous legal area, but you can get little stills without too much trouble. You just say you're using them for essential oils or distilled water. Oh, yeah, that's the thing, Justin. If you're a citizen, they've got to let you in. So they're only going to grill you if they actually think you're doing something criminal, like smuggling or whatever. I have to, speaking of Mrs. Angry stuff, I do have to come up with a cocktail for mead. This is her mead from 1992. You can make shine as long as you don't sell it. Yeah, it's kind of like that here. And like, but you're kind of not allowed to even give it to anyone here. And we do get cases, not necessarily every year, but every now and then, someone doing home moonshine and sharing it, and people get poisoned, go blind, or die. You shared a place with 5 other college guys. One of them brewed some beer. You can get extreme. Okay, I'm not a beer drinker. The beer drinkers tell me you can get extremely good home brewing kits, and if you work at it, you can make very good beer. And Mrs. Angry make really good wine. Strong. You got grilled. I'd expect to get grilled in Moscow, honestly. And China, places I would not be surprised to get grilled. I think she's actually quite protective. When I said, "Oh, I found more mead," she's going like, "Don't have all the mead." And I'm like, "Okay," because apparently, because Lugie, you're a mead guy, yeah, if I remember rightly. She was saying it actually takes years to mature the mead. I don't know. Actually, I should go on the Difford's site and I'm sure they've got a mead recipe there. Difford's. Go in there. Okay. I'll share the screen so you can see what I'm looking at. You wouldn't want to visit China? I'm kind of upset with myself that I never went to China in the 90s before they demolished all the old cities and made everything concrete. Yeah, well, people in the US, people going blind and dying from government poisonings. Yeah. Oh, yeah, where they actually deliberately poison stuff. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to look and see if I can get a mead cocktail recipe here. What's this doing? Let's do this. Get rid of that fucking ad. Looks like a Temu ad. Okay, cocktail finder. Let's go. Let's go. Now, I think it's going to be under wine. Let's see, because it's honey wine. Mead. There we go. 3 mead cocktail recipes. What are they? The Night's Watch. Oh, God, I think I've made that on the channel. Le Garde de Nuit. Mediocre. What a terrible name for a cocktail. Pine cone. Clove, pisco, mead, pineapple juice, liquor 40, pine liqueur. Yeah, who the fuck has pine liqueur, honestly? Vanilla rum. Vanilla rum sounds shit. But, okay, what's... Mediocre. That's a fucking terrible name for a cocktail. Who the fuck will call vanilla infused rum? It's full 30 mils of mead, pineapple juice, honey syrup, and vanilla bitters. Created by Difford in 2016. Okay. That vanilla rum is a stupid idea. But what's this one? The Night's Watch. Fuck off, pop-up ads. Dubonnet. Okay. If I was going to make that, fuck off Dubonnet. I'm not buying Dubonnet. I've got Sweet Vermouth. And I'd cut it back to 30 mils and I'd up the mead to 30 mils. So like 45 mils of brandy, 30 mils of Sweet Vermouth, 30 mils of mead, 5 mils, I'd probably do yellow chartreuse. Adapted from a recipe created in 2015 in Paris, France. I'd like to try that one actually, or maybe even fucking 30 mils. 30 mils of mead. 30 mils of sweet vermouth and 30 mils of mead. Just fucking go for it. Yep, that's what I do. 45 mils of brandy, 30 mils of sweet vermouth, 30 mils of mead, 5 mils gentian. Sometimes, Safa, I have seen commercially produced mead in Dan's. Your grandmother visited China and Ireland in the 90s. I'm jealous of your grandmother. That was a good time to visit, I think. Albanese's on Q&A. Ooh, wow. I wonder if they're going to make him squirm. I suspect the Chinese have tried to infiltrate every political organization in the world. Basically, mead is honey wine. It's fermented honey wine. That's the short description of it. The reality is a bit more complex than that, but that's the short description. Tried to look up menu of the mojito you had last December. Maybe taste your drink you had. So that's like a mojito with no alcohol. Is that it? Don't drink. Are we talking about mead? Gets better with age? Oh, you had a drink and some Doritos to settle your stomach. Yeah, okay. I reckon, Heine, you should. Okay, look, I'll actually look it up. A Tom Collins. We go back to Difford's. Yes, that's what I thought. A mojito would be a mojito with no alcohol. Look, we go back to Dan's and we get his recipe for a Tom Collins. Oh God, did I spell it wrong? Tom Collins. Fucking websites. Oh, for fuck's sake. Did I? Okay, I didn't put a space. What the ever-loving fuck? There we go. Tom Collins. Oh, they fucking pop up ad, honestly. So Tom Collins is gin, lemon juice, sugar syrup, and topped with soda, or tonic if you want. So there you go, Heine. If you're looking for something else to have with tonic, make a Tom Collins. Yeah, Safra, I feel like I'm wrong on the internet more often than not. Yes, Tom Collins is a very old drink, and there's a story that goes around that it was a joke where someone would see one of their friends in a bar and went, "Oh my God, you should go the other bar down the road. This guy, Tom Collins, is talking shit about you." And the idea was then the people would go into the bar and go up to the barman and say, "Who's Tom Collins?" And the bartender would make him a drink and go, "There's your Tom Collins." I feel like that story is probably not real, but it's a fun story. Yeah, you top it with what you like: mineral water, tonic, soda, lemonade. What golfer are we talking about? Arnold Palmer? Yes, very simple. Sugar syrup, white sugar, half water. Mix it until it's dissolved. If you want help, warm it up in a saucepan and the sugar will dissolve easily. Yeah, the Arnold Palmer is a non-alcoholic cocktail, I think. Where are we? I'll double check, but I think Arnold Palmer is non-alcoholic. And Arnold Palmer, lemon iced tea. So what is it? tea, lemon juice, sugar syrup, and soda. Yeah, it's a non-alcoholic drink. It's basically homemade lemon iced tea. Drank canned Arnold Palmer's. Yep. Yeah. Basically lemonade, and that's what it comes down to: lemonade and iced tea. Make it at home. Use just lemon juice and sugar. Because I mean, I have so many sugar syrups. I experiment with syrups a lot. Like the orgeat I used earlier is a nut-based sweetener. This one, agave, which I was going to use, but I decided to stop making cocktails. Syrup from the agave plant, the plant that tequila comes from. Yeah, it's so easy to make. Yeah. And I've got several fruity syrups in the fridge, and I've got my spiced apple brown sugar syrup, which is super fucking yum. Yeah, this Kirkland agave. It's pretty good. Like, obviously, it's from Costco. There you go. Green tea, honey, and vodka. I'm sure there's a name for that. We could come up with a name for it. Ooh, that mineral water is quite refreshing. So for Australians, agave is taste-wise, it's kind of like golden syrup. You're more umami than sugar. Yeah, it's just good for cocktails. It's actually quite nice. I see. Umami, that's where I start getting into martinis, making dirty martinis. I have some umami bitters that I think has... Well, actually, it's just here. It says what the ingredients are. What's in my umami bitters? It's very sort of Japanese. Oh, Christ, what was that? It's a lighter. Probably don't want to go throwing lighters around. I think it's got like shrimp paste or fish scales in it or something. And I've got an umami vermouth and some olive brine for dirty martinis. You're going to brew up some mead this month? Nice. It's a whole thing. Oof, I do think the late night last night is catching up with me. I feel fine, but I feel like I'm really going to sleep tonight. So I think it's good to have a chill night tonight. Last night was an adventure. It was a fun time, but okay, you don't want umami and drinks, shots and chasers. See, umami dreams. Yeah, well, umami and food is fun. It was a really fun night last night. Yeah. Coming on, having a guest on as well. I mean, yeah, and it is kind of like a podcast. Yeah. And, we had Gecko. Well, we were keeping Gecko company for the sad process of his kitty passing away. And Saju came on and we had a good chat. So I was up till 9 a.m. your time. So that was like 1 a.m. It might have even been past 1 a.m. I don't even fucking remember. I think it was 1 a.m. Yes, it got a bit full on. But sometimes you just do that. Someone who wants the company while they're going through a difficult thing. Oh yeah, I fucking love coming in for a chat. You gotta love it. That's the whole thing for this, is just, hey, let's chill and just chat and shoot the shit, and I can make some cocktails. And saying Sajuk was flirting with me? I don't think so. I think I'm about 20 years too old for Sajuk. Yeah, we do. Us as humans, we gotta look out for each other. It's having water. I mean, water's fine. Safa, water's a good thing to drink. And and as I've said heaps, that's why I stopped doing the pre-recorded videos, particularly the shouty angry ones, because I don't know, COVID was sending the world into a fucking spiral, and I just didn't think those videos were helpful. Essentially, I thought, what might be useful is just chilling. Uh, I think you're right. I think Lugi's imagining. Um, yes, I don't actually think there was any flirting going on there. Well, some of them. It certainly, wow, they certainly changed the rules to just let you fucking order booze in Australia, which is great. Well, and I'm supposed to get 3 bottles this week, getting my order fixed up. She's just blushing a bit. Well, I think it was her first time being open with transitioning here on the stream. Madam Butterfly, enjoy watching the stream first 2 hours you're at work. Good. Make your day a bit better. That's what it's all about, basically. If we can do something to make days a bit better, lighten things, because, I don't know, shit's fucked up, yo. And it's like, we're so on the edge of shit getting worse. It was overwhelming for me, Justin, because there's a bit where I was going like, all I'm talking about is COVID and Trump. I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah, and that's why I actually made a point of thanking her for trusting us as well. So I think that's very important that people feel like they can trust me, within certain things anyway. Yeah, no. Hopefully people generally cunts. Yeah, it's just Trump without the COVIDs, and I just don't want to do it. And as I have also mentioned, as I sort of moved into a permanent job, it was the realization, okay, I'm never going to make a living from the online video stuff. And there's a range of ways where it could have had a negative effect on my day job. So continuing to do the shouty, sweary stuff had no real upside for me and significant potential downside. So I just kind of came to the realization, it's not worth doing this. So, but I don't regret all the stuff I did, and there's 15 years of angry, shouty videos to be enjoyed. And they're out there and they're a thing. But that's also the other funny thing, because, I used to have my hair short and colored. And that was the other thing I decided in COVID, grow my hair and stop coloring it. So I kind of have significantly changed my physical appearance from it's kind of obviously still the same person. But at first glance, I have significantly changed my appearance. Mrs. Angry actually said it made me less angry in my day-to-day life because I got it out of my system. Coming here on Tuesdays, we go full political. Yeah, no, the world's fucked. It really is. It would depend on the videos, but some of the longer videos would take more than an hour to upload. It was fucking agonizing. Oh yeah, no, I still like all the old videos. I'm glad I did them. I'm glad they're out there. It's just a different chapter in my life now. I don't want to do it. Oh yeah, also the 10-minute time limit. I did not have that limit because I was one of the early partner channels. In fact, I was in the first group of channels in Australia given partner status, and I did not have the 10-minute video. Oh my God. Some of my old ones are such low resolution, like 240p. Oh, they are very low resolution. And things are change. Just now, how many times did I read something I need to do? Oh, in the early days, every day, often multiple times a day. Again, in the first year, where I just found the whole thing so exciting. Sometimes I uploaded 3 videos in a day. Oh, look, you're an early partner too. Cool. Your favorite podcast from New York used the C word, but some of the people on New York say it. Yes, it's a very Australian thing to say. Didn't move to HD yourself until 2009, 2010. Yeah. Oh, I have all my old videos on hard drives. I've got like 12 hard drives. I saved the base videos, not just the edited ones. I've got a whole fucking pile of external drives with all my old videos on them. Home theater late to the game. You don't want to waste the tech you paid so much for. Yeah, for sure. So and funny thing with the external drives, they just keep getting cheaper. Like I can get multi-terabyte drives for the price of what would have been a 100 gigabyte drive 10 years ago. It is a risk with external drives. They can fail. I actually tested them in the last year. They seem to be working. Okay, you back yours up to DVDs. That was a mistake. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm hoarding a bunch of HDDs, definitely. Takes you 2 hours to find. Oh God, I would struggle finding particular vids, and like when I was checking all the drives, and because I was actually looking for some specific things, and I just wanted to check that I had the right cables and they were still working, and I'd look at the videos and I'd get the dates. Okay, this is from about here to here, and I just check a couple of files to check they were working and whatnot. Bit rot is a real thing. Digital media is not completely reliable, and yeah, DVDs are a very questionable storage medium. But we will see. All this might be lost like teardrops in the rain, as a certain philosopher once said. Yes, burning your own DVDs is a bit unreliable. So that sounds like the voice of experience. Lifetime, my ass. That sounds like the voice of pained experience right there. Yes, he left us a little while ago, didn't he? I love all the stories. Like people fucking cream their jeans and the stories about how Rutger Hauer improvised that thing. And there was a script which he decided was missing the mark. And so on set, without actually telling anyone, he did it his way. Saying Blu-rays better than DVDs, but yeah, HDDs are much better for long-term storage. Oh, you're going to an early grocery shopping? Enjoy that. Blade Runners are great. Oh, you missed the teardrops in the rain reference. That's okay. I love the first time I saw the the director's cut of Blade Runner without the voiceover, and I was like, oh, yeah, Deckard's definitely a replicant. I don't think I know the movie Salute of the Jugger was made in Australia. I don't think I've ever seen the actual movie, though. I've seen Starships on Fire on the Shoulder of Orion. Yes, you're kind of obsessed with nothing's completely reliable, Safa, but hard drives are much more reliable and functional than Blu-rays or DVDs. They just are. Would there be situations where an individual DVD or Blu-ray might last longer and have better integrity than a particular hard drive? Yes, because there are random things. But broadly, the reliability and functionality of HDDs over discs that you burn, the difference is huge. It's not a small advantage. HDDs have a massive advantage over discs that you burn. It's just the way it is. Dad bought the DVD version with the voiceover. I've got a multi-disc pack that I think has like 3 different versions on it. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, the last one I got was a 4 terabyte drive for about $120. They're just getting so cheap. It's a whole thing. Yeah, well, like freaking no one's using rewritable Blu-ray discs. It's just not a thing people do. Everyone does online storage or portable drive storage. Burning your own discs had its heyday, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. You have a backup home server, terabyte HDD, full system backup. Nice. Rutger Hauer definitely had a strange career. I think it was a strange, like, what were his films? Like, we mentioned Salute of the Jugger, which was a trash Australian film. Lady Hawk. He was in Lady Hawk, yeah? And he did another one that was made in Australia. It had Tom Burlinson and Jack Thompson in it. Sort of tits and bums medieval stuff. Hobo with a Shotgun is hilarious. That was it. Flesh and Blood. I saw that in the cinema. Blind Fury was pretty funny. Oh, Ozploitation films are funny. Stuff that was made in Australia, often quite well made, but on a really low budget. And they're really fucking trashy. We're really good at making trashy movies. Split Second. I'm trying to think what else. He did a remake of he was The Hitcher. Oh my god, he was great in The Hitcher. Oh yeah, no, that's a confusing thing. Jack Thompson is an Australian actor with a 50-year career. He's a legend of Australian cinema. But yeah, the coincidence that weirdo in America was trying to get violent video games banned. Mr. Patch, I don't know that one. You're really high in Minecraft. Will Wheaton's in it. The original Hitcher with Rutger Hauer is really good. Or at least I remember it as being really good. Maybe it's dated. I don't know. So, Heine, you just realized Bottas and Russell are both in Mercedes now. Oh, okay. You're talking about F1. Yeah, okay. I get it. That's the topic that comes up sometimes. Another thing I don't know doodly squat about. Mm. Oh my god, that's Jack Thompson at his fucking peak. Breaker Morant, such a good movie. Jack Thompson, Edward Woodward, uh, fucking what's his name? Brian Brown. Such a good movie. Yeah, Jack Thompson was the lawyer defending Morant and the others. Again, it's one of those based on a true story. From what I understand, the movie Breaker Morant was actually reasonably close to the historical record. I mean, obviously, all the conversations are made up, because we can't know what people said in conversation. But the events were pretty. Oh, nice, Madam Butterfly coughed up a bit of your lung. Yep, okay, but shooting out both ends. Time to get medicated. Definitely. I think there's a really old Jack Thompson movie, like from the 60s or early 70s, um, uh, called Sunday Too Far Away, about shearers. And it's a very funny movie. It's just like how shearers compete over everything. And at one point, these two guys, like, they're doing their own laundry. They're in this laundry, like, and they're nude because they've got one set of clothes and they're scrubbing them. Like, he's scrubbing his pants. And then another shearer sees him and it's like, they're so competitive. They start competing of like who can get their clothes the cleanest, just scrubbing with a fucking bar of soap. And so there's this shot from behind of them both nude and just their bums wiggling as they really aggressively scrub the clothes with it's hilarious. A whole thing. Yes, it was inspired by the one guy who didn't get executed, but also it was written. Andrew Denton's dad, Kit Denton, wrote the book The Breaker, which the movie directly came from. But yeah, that guy's book, Scapegoats of the Empire, that was a starting point for Kit Denton. Oh, that's a fun bit of trivia. Saying that got banned and it was only reprinted in 1982. Probably not a huge audience for it, quite honestly. Lukey going to the store? Take care, man. Why is Andrew Danton popular? He made a bunch of good shows in the 80s and 90s, particularly the 90s. He went to the same college as me in Bathurst. He did the journalism course, I think. He was famous for crashing his car into a tree and the road into a very bad quality road going into the college. He may or may not have been under the influence when it happened, but like he fucking hit a tree really hard. And there was a really popular story that came around that because he broke both his legs, he's in traction in hospital, both his legs in plaster. Someone visited him and someone was like trying to cheer him up, or someone who knew nothing about what had happened, but he's trying to make him feel better and says, I heard the other guy was drunk. And Denton just looked and went, drunk? He must have been pissed out of his brain. He was driving a fucking tree. I know, he was about 5 years ahead of me at uni. College as it was back then. Oh, yeah. No. The book we're talking about, because, yeah, it spoke so bad about the British High Command, definitely would have been suppressed during the wars. Absolutely. Censorship get really harsh during wars. There's no two ways about that. Some pretty high profile media people did the course. It was the top journalism course in the country. So, like a bunch of people who you would have seen on the evening news or 60 Minutes or something like that went through the college. Sunday Too Far Away, there's a very high chance you've seen it. Because it's a legendary Australian film. Your mum's older sibling died first week. Oh no, was that a drinking thing or a hazing thing? Oh, you're actually getting it. I think you'll enjoy it. I won't give anything away. Oh, Safra, I can't really rattle off now. In fact, the only one I remember who was in my year, Tara Brown, who was on 60 Minutes. She's still quite high profile. But a lot of people who've been fronting the news and those things. Oh yeah, you do tend to get fatal accidents at universities in the first week or month because of the drinking. Yeah, Tara Brown's still on TV. She was in my year. In fact, she's a bit younger than me. Did they party? Oh my God, Mitchell was. Oh, dude, I knew her when she was 18. When I was 20. Not that I got anywhere with her or anything ridiculous, but she was a very nice person. She's a very smart person. Also a hottie. Just throwing it out there. Oh, yeah, I was friendly with her. And also talking about partying in college, Mitchell was a notorious fucking den of iniquity. I didn't drink or do drugs when I was there, and I think I was the only person on the whole fucking campus. People were just mad for the drink and the droogs, and the sex. I did the sex bit. Second year. Oh my God, the difference between being a first year and a second year at college was so big. It's like first year, you're a fucking dork straight out of school. Second year, you're fucking cool, man. I don't watch 60 Minutes, so I don't know. I just know she was on there for a while, and she still does TV. Because that's just the whole thing. But, it's a thing. It's a big old thing. Oh, good. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to start any shit, but I do remember one guy who I think he was on ABC, and he got busted in fucking Singapore buying drugs. And that's a death penalty thing in Singapore. He got jailed. He did ultimately. Oh, Russell Brand and no consent. Oh my God, what a fucking shock. Serial fucking predator and abuser. EI, University of Wyoming. Age was 18 across the border in Colorado. Oh God, no. Oh no, yeah. Oh, don't drink and drive. Oh, it's terrible. And of course, the legal drinking age here in Australia is 18. I remember we had an exchange program with Oregon State University, and I remember some of the exchangees when they went to the college bar, you're going, "Oh, you've got hard liquor here as well." It's like, what are you talking about? Because we don't really differentiate like beer and spirits; they're alcohol, and so you're 18, it's legal. But they were really surprised that the university bar was serving hard liquor. And so that's how we do it here. It's just all alcohol as far as we're concerned. And certainly back in my day, I don't know how much has changed, but people used to abuse beer far more than fucking spirits. Yeah, no, I've never been there, but yeah, it was in Corvallis. Yeah. One of the exchanges who came out when I was there, my friend Todd stayed here, stayed in Australia, got permanent resident status, married a Scottish lass, which I always thought was really funny. He's come here from America and she's come here from Scotland, and they've met and fallen in love, uh, and they have kids now. No, there's no prohibition. It's just that with a lot of, particularly with younger people in the States, beer and spirits are viewed very differently. It's like everyone has a beer, but ooh, the spirits, that's getting hardcore. So it's just sort of culture with a lot of people. Culturally, it's viewed very differently. Yes, yes, the US has been out of prohibition for quite a long time. But yes, and all prohibition did was entrench organized crime in America because it made them so much money. Much like drug prohibition has just made drug cartels and dealers really rich, because that's what prohibition does. It does not slow down the consumption of the illicit substance. It just makes the criminals rich. Anyway, you think some states have upped drinking age to 21 because the Department of Transportation funds being withdrawn? You may well be right. And of course, you do get the thing in the US, dry counties, whole areas where you can't buy alcohol. And it does happen a bit in Australia to a lesser degree, but I think it's famously, isn't Jack Daniels the Jack Daniels distillery is in a dry county? Had your medicine with a shot of alcohol. That ought to make you sleep, I'll say that much. Prohibition makes stuff expensive. It does tend to, but prohibition just makes criminals rich. I'm all for sensible controls on various mind-altering substances, but straight up prohibition simply doesn't work. And we just have an abundance of evidence that supports that. And anyone who thinks prohibition works is talking shit. So yeah, dry counties are a real thing. Utah has more restrictions than other states due to the Mormon religion. Yeah, and I've also learned from other YouTube channels. Yeah, what's with you and Caps tonight, Safa? Other YouTubers in different states of the US, weird controls on the sale of alcohol. Like they, rightly are a bit perturbed when they find out that more than half the cost of alcohol here is tax. And that's why alcohol is so comparatively expensive here. Well, not least international alcohol, it's quite expensive to ship it here. So that's another reason it's expensive. But tax is a big thing. But at least, like, literally any alcohol, any importer, anyone who wants to can just go, I'm going to bring that in and try and make money from it. But in lots of areas of the US, there are really strict controls on what is allowed to be sold in the liquor stores, which I find really trippy. And as I have said multiple times on streams, I never understood the storyline of Smokey and the Bandit back in the 70s, because all it was a truck transporting beer. And I'm going, why is this a big deal? Trucks transport beer all over the place. And it was literally, it was a bet for some rich guys. Like, I bet you can't get my favorite beer to this event in this state because you can't buy it legally in this state, and transporting it across state lines is a felony. And I just didn't understand that when it was about. Madam Butterfly, I think drinking age became 21, 80s due to a teenager dying in a crash. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's never going up from 18 here. Anyone who thinks they can change the drinking age in Australia is a goddamn fool. I'm not going to pull my punches. You'd be a goddamn fool if you think you could change the drinking age here. So, yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, Smokey the Bandit's not even to a dry state. It was just a brand of beer that wasn't sold in that state, and transporting it across state lines was a felony. And I was just watching this thing. They're just carrying beer in a truck. What the fuck? You'll have the movie. You learn the word fakafta. Oh, is that a Yiddish word? Because a lot of Yiddish slang and swear words has worked its way into American vernacular. I think 18 is the most common legal drinking age around the world, although I could be wrong. Yeah, Yiddish. It's funny to me how many Yiddish words worked their way into American vernacular. Oh, is this you just feeling nostalgic, Justin? Decided to start playing The Sims, or it was Loogie talking about it? Remind you to play it? I'm gonna pour a little bit of this so the flavor's in there. Yeah. Sorry, Safa, did I get the new what? Sorry? Oh, yes, because you were in Japan. You're saying the drinking age in Japan is 20? You could be right. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about The Sims. Right. Sorry, I just realized you were talking about The Sims. Probably should tell Mrs. Angry to get The Sims. She might like it. But she's super into Diablo 2, like a fucking 25-year-old game. But the remaster is, I did say this already, probably multiple times, the remaster is really good. On our big flat screen, it looks very good. And like the last time we played it was on a CRT that was about this big, which is hilarious to think. You're not Safa? Oh, God, did I call you Safa? I don't know. Yes, you can. Yeah, not a couple. Definitely had a couple. Just a couple. And I'm just doing this to put flavor in the orange peel. So your recommendation is Sims 3 because Sims 4 is crap. Thank you, Justin. I might mention it to Mrs. Angry, see what's what. But she's going to be playing Diablo 2 for a long time because it's the expanded one. Oh my God, that shit's good. I love that I make that stuff. I was looking through my recipe ideas, and there was one that, like, I've written these down. There's so many of them. There are dozens in the list now, and I forget them. And so I was looking some up and going, that one sounds okay, and that one sounds okay. I was going through, and one was actually making a whole thing. It's called the Auguste. So it's Auguste. And it's like a whole thing to do an infusion. It's like you do 400 mils whiskey, 100 mils of a bitter aperitivo, 100 mils of sweet vermouth, 100 mils of a strawberry liqueur, and a jar of jam. And you just put them in a big thing and let them infuse for at least a week and then strain it out. And I was like, that sounds fucking awesome. That just sounds like a fucking treat. And of course, me being me, then I was going, I might make that and then barrel age it as well. Like barrel age it for like a month. And I feel like that would just be freaking awesome. So yeah, so that scale is like 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know, like 800 mils. So I want to increase all that by 50% for my barrel. So 600, 750, 8, 9. Yeah. Like I really think I'm going to do that one. Because that's just like a huge batch cocktail. And it just sounds really good to me. No wonder I saved it. So EOI, you're saying new Sims with 1 and 2 seems tedious, not good. Okay. What else are you drinking, age 7? Behave yourself, Madam Butterfly. Maybe 3 is better. Yeah. I actually, not super messed up, but the first time I got drunky was I was in high school. I was working at McDonald's. We were having a party at someone's place, and I had a couple of drinks. And you all know this. When I have a couple of drinks, I talk too much. So I wouldn't call that super messed up, but it was definitely the first time I was drunk. And I can think of a couple of low points in my life where I was doing the worst thing, drinking to forget my problems, sort of thing. And that's, I'm talking about, like 25 years ago. You know, I would refer to the vodka sleeping tablet, which is essentially hanging out with people on chat and drinking until I lost consciousness. Definitely chocolate. I actually got a liquid chocolate specifically to do an infusion with a spirit, and I was thinking whiskey. I just haven't done it yet. You're doing frying some rice. Oh, that sounds great. Fried rice, pineapple, and chicken sounds really good. Yes. Well, and that's not literally chocolate. That's a chocolate liqueur. Yeah. That's what I thought you meant. Jesus, Safa, the caps. You get very talky when drunk. I think a lot of people do. Yes, I knew I was wasting my time saying you should behave yourself, Madam Butterfly. You never had alcohol except sips of wine, mass to you about 21, 3 months. Yeah. The first time I got drunky, I was probably 17. And I didn't get plastered. I probably didn't get plastered, like I said, until about 25 years ago. So when I was about 30. And my track record on the live streams literally speaks for itself. I speak on the streams, and there were those fall asleep ones. And but at least I had the good grace and dignity to wander off and fall asleep off screen. I've been on things with people where people literally fall asleep while their webcam's still on because they're drunk. That's why. Gateway drugs, Ambien. God, I've heard weird things about Ambien, quite honestly. You didn't see it all caps. Okay. I did. Look, it's like, I mean, a block of chocolate. And then he did it again with no caps. But yeah, Safa, if I was doing a block of chocolate, that it's called fat washing, because the fats, the oils in chocolate work really well. What you do is melt the chocolate and then stir in the chocolate and the booze. Oh, you actually removed it. See, it was still on my thread here. So you'd melt the chocolate and stir it, and then put it in like the fridge. With chocolate, you wouldn't have to put it in the freezer. Just put it in the fridge, and the chocolate would solidify, and then you filter out the booze and you get a chocolate flavor in it. But yeah, I actually, as I was saying, I specifically bought this liquid chocolate. It was like a dip. You meant to like dip strawberries into it. I said, oh no, a liquid white chocolate. I could definitely do an infusion with that. Yep, people fall asleep on streams. Glad to look alive and not dead. Yeah, so they're not on YouTube anymore when you choose to remove them, but they're still on StreamYard. Yeah. I swear, on some of the Friday ones, now I had the bed set up here, I was tempted to go, I'm going to bed, and I'm just going to angle the webcam so you can see me sleeping, and I just have a really dim light on, and then I just change the title of things to, this is a sleeping stream now. Because there are people who do, and it's usually women, stream while they're sleeping, and fucking, weirdos whack off to it, I suppose. But I have been tempted to do that on a Friday stream. Say, all right, I'm going to bed now. I'm going to lie here and just angle the webcam so you can just see, like, the top of my head asleep in bed, and just have a little banner going, this is a sleep stream now. And no, I can't be bothered bringing the CPAP in here. Yeah, actually, if I had brought the CPAP, that'd kind of be ASMR, because you get the drone of the motor in it going. But yeah, I chose not to bring this CPAP in here. I couldn't be bothered, because there's no one to disrupt with my snoring. So yeah, get up at 3 a.m., go pee, and see how often I fart in my sleep or something during the sleep stream. Yeah, I see. Yeah. The drunk farts. Dad got a CPAP. Yeah, people who need a CPAP and get one usually needed a CPAP several years before they got one. Like when I got my CPAP back in 2020, I think, the old first year of COVID. And I should have got it years earlier. Oh, come on, Madam Butterfly. You want it. Just my sort of drooling face like that as I'm asleep, and the occasional fart. That would be the whole stream. Excellent question. I don't know. I just replaced all the hoses and nose pieces. I'll replace it when it blows up. So the motor bit, that's the expensive bit. But yeah, I've just replaced all the hoses and stuff in the last couple of months, simply because the place that was selling them was having a 25% off sale. And I went, yeah, you know what? I am probably way overdue. Yeah, there would be comments from Celtic going, I like the angry blanket. Although the hot nights, I didn't even have a sheet on me. I was just like, I didn't take my clothes off. I'm just lying there, and oh my god, the most radical thing I did was unbutton my shirt so it didn't strangle me. I love the sales, Safi. I love the sales. I think I got the CPAP in 2020, so I think I'm coming up on 5 years. Oh my god, that liqueur is so fucking good. I love it. No, Celtic didn't have anything to say about BD, so I guess he hasn't bumped into him since midweek. But yes, I also think I mentioned I changed the nose nodules on the CPAP, because when I first got it, the ones they default you to, because I got facial hair, they're saying I can't use the easiest one, which is a big face mask, because it won't get a seal because of my facial hair, so it won't work properly. So I got to have a thing under my nose. And the default one they give you has these little nodules that actually go up your nostrils. They're really soft silicone, but I found them so irritating, like painful. I couldn't deal with it. And I had to pull it out, and like it was literally abrading my nose. I get little scabs on the nose from it. And so I went, the people go, I can't use that. So they gave me this other one that just kind of sits under your nose and you've got to place it. And if you move much, it dislodges. It's fucking pain. I used that for years. And then I just thought, I could be a big boy. I'm replacing the hoses. I'm going to get the things that go up your nose because it's has a better seal. And yeah, sure enough, it fucking hurt. It was abrading my nose, but I'd wear it for a couple of nights and then go, no, that's too painful. I have to recover for a night or two, and then let my nose recover, and then do it. And now do it, and it still hurts a bit. Like I've got to get it the right angle, or it rubs against the thing, and I will end up with like a scab. It's really fucking annoying. Is that why your dad bought CPAP replacement parts? Okay. Yeah, it's well, crap builds up in it, and there's a couple of reasons to replace parts. God, it's getting windy outside. I can hear the fucking shades out there rattling. Is it more difficult to sleep at night when warm? No. Most nights the CPAP makes it easier to go to sleep. Some nights it's really weird. The CPAP is a distraction and it's hard to sleep. Can't do a sleep video. Yeah. I think sometimes I realize in a dream, I was definitely talking in my sleep then, because if I try and talk when I've got the CPAP on, it's weird because it's forcing air up my nose, and so I've got a little chin strap thing to try and keep my mouth shut. And if I open my mouth, I hear all the wind, and I realize in the dream, it's usually like a critical dramatic moment in a dream where I've got to say or shout something, and I'm like, but because then I'm just like, and even like my brain just registers, you were definitely talking in your sleep just then. Heard the wind. Yeah, well, there's an awning thing here. When it gets windy, it starts flapping about. See, the motor in the CPAP is fairly quiet, but it's constant, so it's white noise, whereas snoring is intermittent and really loud, and just like big schnorks, just like that sort of thing. And that, because it's intermittent and loud, it'll wake you up, whereas the motor is a low level constant noise, and that's easy to fall asleep to. I hear my breathing really loud in my own ears, and I've asked Mrs. Angry, does she hear it? And she said no. Oh yeah, no, Mrs. Angry sleeps way better. Like she couldn't fucking tolerate me. She would sleep on the lounge sometimes. Your mum says dad doesn't snore as much, can actually sleep better. The package will work. Well, the machine records how many events I have. The events mean I stopped breathing. So when I had the sleep study in the hospital to see if I had a problem with sleep apnea, and I do, it's like I was stopping breathing like twice a minute. Basically, every 30 seconds, I would stop breathing for a few seconds. And the prevailing medical theory is that puts all sorts of stresses on different parts of the body, and it's bad. With a CPAP machine, those events happen 0 to 5 times an hour, which is, what I actually know, I just exaggerated. I think it happened like every minute and a half. So 0 to 5 times in an hour is a lot better than 30 or 40 times an hour. There are a few things that can reduce your need for a CPAP, but you kind of do need to keep your grandma had the bad snoring, did she? Yeah, the bad snoring is usually a sign of sleep apnea, which means you're getting shit sleep, and there may be other health complications as well. It's a whole thing. But, that's just the way that it goes. And speaking of going, I think I get a message from Mrs. Angry. I think it's time for me to go and chill out. I'm kind of surprised I lasted this long because I was feeling a bit tired this afternoon. Suffer, I have no fucking idea how much I've snored in my life. I gotta go. It's 10:30. So, again, probably doing a little chill stream tomorrow night. Yeah. I'm actually a little surprised I lasted this long. But I'm going to retire for the evening and be back in all probability for a Sunday night stream. We will. Yes, that's what she said. Yeah, definitely. Glad you lasted this long. Anyway, you got a sleep study for your dad? CPAP helping dad? Yeah, it's a good thing if you can use it. Some people find it very difficult. I don't find it that difficult. It can be annoying, but it's fine. It's fine. So I'm going to go to bed, put it on, and go to sleep. And all things being equal, maybe see you tomorrow night. See what happens on a Sunday night. But we'll sign off with the uh, abusive animation. Bye for now.
You are totally